In the heart of Moldova, a conflict rages between insurgents and the locals, with the U.S. military caught in the fray. During a tense night raid, a lone American soldier pleads for urgent backup, but help won't arrive for several minutes. Faced with imminent danger, he rushes into a building, equipped with advanced goggles. Inside, he discovers the grim aftermath of civilian casualties. As he investigates, strange noises echo around him. Through his goggles, he witnesses an eerie entity materializing before his eyes. Desperate, he reports the phenomenon, but when he removes the goggles, nothing is there. Replacing them, he sees a humanoid shape charging at him, ending his life in an instant. Meanwhile, in Virginia, Dr. Mark Clyne scours discarded tech for materials, fueled by a quest for tetrazine. At his DARPA lab, he unveils his latest creation, a powerful energy ray designed as a deterrent. His invention impresses investors with its ability to melt ice effortlessly. Dr. Mindala, Clyne's superior, reveals the project's origins, a SEAL team's request to disrupt enemy water supplies. However, the mood shifts when an unexpected question arises about testing on living subjects. Mindala insists it's not the intention, but pressure mounts from a suited individual who demands human testing. Sometime later, Mindala confronts Clyne about the investor's unsettling request. Clyne firmly asserts that his invention was meant as a deterrent, not to harm people's lungs. Mindala counters, arguing that their purpose is to create weapons to secure victory in war. Clyne reminds Mindala of his commitment to prioritize defense when he joined DARPA, but Mindala insists they must comply with government demands. Mindala probes if Clyne has trained his team to use the ray, and Clyne confirms. Consequently, Mindala reveals that U.S. Army General James Orland seeks Clyne's expertise on the hyperspectral goggles used in the Moldovan conflict, another of Clyne's creations. Orland has reported strange occurrences, mentioning things akin to the ghostly entity. Clyne arrives at the U.S. military airbase in Moldova, welcomed by General Orland himself. During their journey to the camp, Orland elaborates on Moldova's situation. Insurgents, remnants of a past dictatorship, gather support and threaten civil war, exacerbated by Moldova's struggle for independence from Russia. In essence, the U.S. military faces a complex situation in the Moldovan conflict. Grappling with two opposing factions, dangerous insurgents and civilians clamoring for change. General Orland remains confident in their ability to manage the chaos. However, a new challenge arises with the discovery made through Clyne's hyperspectral goggles. Orland hesitates to report it to higher-ups until he's certain of what he's dealing with, hence his request for Clyne's expertise. They reveal footage of soldiers capturing anomalies resembling ghosts, picked up over the past 3 weeks. Orland dismisses initial theories of interference, especially after one of his soldiers is killed by one such anomaly. Orland takes Clyne to a secure facility, introducing him to CIA agent Fran Madison, who imposes a non-disclosure agreement. Orland recounts a recent raid where a soldier, separated from his unit, encounters and is subsequently killed by one of these anomalies. Viewing the footage, Clyne sees what appears to be a human-like or ghostly entity. The fallen soldier, a seasoned combat veteran with 3 tours under his belt, met his demise swiftly when the anomaly charged at him, despite his skill. Fran informs Clyne that in the past 3 weeks, they've discovered bodies killed in the same manner. Autopsies reveal frozen organs and burned, corroded bodies. This perplexes the Moldovan allies, leading to public outrage and the emergence of graffiti reading, "Genocide Eradicate," at the crime scenes. Fran explains that Eradicate is a local myth, signifying the ghosts of war, reflecting the populace's superstitious beliefs attributing the anomalies to supernatural origins. Clyne is pressed for his assessment, but lacking sufficient data, he requests records and time for analysis. Fran refuses, emphasizing the urgency. Clyne queries their working theory, learning the CIA suspect's cloaking technology, possibly insurgent soldiers using active camouflage. Clyne dismisses this as implausible, even for Moldova, noting DARPA's lack of progress in such technology. Fran reveals CIA intelligence suggesting that groups in Europe and Asia may be developing active camouflage. Citing the former regime's significant investment in weapons research, Clyne remains unconvinced by this theory. Clyne argues that technicians see glitches, the CIA sees enemies, and locals see spirits due to their respective biases. He acknowledges the need for solid data to support any theory, urging Orland to deploy him to the field for a better chance at observing the anomalies. With approval from Orland, Clyne prepares to use a hyperspectral camera, a more advanced version of his goggles, to capture clearer images of the anomalies. Orland agrees, promising Clyne can return to Virginia once he provides evidence of the anomalies. As Clyne begins installing the camera on a truck, soldiers, led by Sergeant Toll, express frustration at the modification, considering the truck a vital asset. Captain Cabrera intervenes, reminding them of Clyne's contributions to their safety, diffusing the tension. Major Sessions arrives, introduced to Clyne by Cabrera, marking the beginning of their collaboration in the field. Sessions emphasizes the importance of Clyne's camera working effectively to prevent further casualties due to the anomalies. The next day, Cabrera briefs the team on their mission, to extract the remnants of the Utah team from a 5-story building in Mercilessly, which is held by insurgents. Entering the insurgent-controlled area poses significant danger, compounded by the presence of hyperspectral anomalies. Their objective is swift extraction, but they're authorized to engage both humans and anomalies if necessary. Toll raises concerns about neutralizing the anomalies without understanding them, prompting Fran to suggest precision in their approach. Considering the anomalies might be insurgents using active camouflage. With Dagger Team 1 deployed, they reach the target building without incident. Wearing their hyperspectral goggles, they cautiously advance inside. Initially successful, they encounter numerous bodies, both insurgents and U.S. soldiers. Eventually, they locate a surviving member of the Utah team hiding under a bathtub, visibly shaken and paranoid. When questioned about his team, the sergeant grimly reports that the anomalies claimed them all. As they discover the fallen members of the Utah team, the anomalies materialize and launch an attack on Dagger Team 1. Despite their efforts to retaliate, conventional weapons prove ineffective against the anomalies, forcing a desperate retreat. Clyne swiftly positions himself atop the truck, adjusting the camera for a clearer shot. Meanwhile, Cabrera charges at an anomaly with a rocket launcher, but even this proves futile. Tragically, Cabrera falls victim to the anomaly's assault, witnessed by Clyne in disbelief. With their leader and most of the team lost, surviving members flee back to base, only to encounter landmines, destroying their vehicles. Miraculously, most survive, seeking refuge in a nearby factory. Amidst panic, they grapple with the realization that their weapons are useless against the anomalies, contrary to Fran's theory of active camouflage. With their goggles destroyed, they rely solely on Clyne's camera to detect the anomalies. Placing it on higher floors, they observe the anomalies surrounding them. Unable to penetrate a barrier of iron filings, indicating someone else is present, shaping their dire circumstances. Shortly after, the survivors encounter 2 children, Sari and Bogdan, siblings whose father used iron filings to shield them from the anomalies before his demise. Sari reveals that their father knew about the anomalies and mentioned a place called Masarov, where the anomalies attacks originated. Meanwhile, the soldiers discover a transmission tower at the factory, posing a risk of alerting insurgents within a 20-mile radius. However, Sessions prioritizes contacting the base for extraction, as the insurgents aren't the immediate threat. After establishing contact with the base, an extraction team is dispatched. Their challenge now is navigating half a mile to the extraction point amidst the anomalies and potential insurgent threats. Clyne improvises weapons using remaining iron filings, crafting bullets and bombs. He also modifies the hyperspectral camera into a searchlight, allowing everyone to see the anomalies clearly. With their makeshift weapons and improved visibility, they prepare to make their escape from the factory and reach the extraction point safely. Clyne shares the searchlight technology with the base, and equipped with their new weapons, they head towards the plaza, the extraction point. Fortunately, Sari knows a shortcut, allowing them to arrive earlier than expected. Despite this, some fall victim to the anomalies, including soldiers and Bogdan, leaving Sari devastated. They witness the anomaly's strength as one demolishes a tank. As the chopper arrives, its wind pushes the anomalies back. Clyne uses the wind to his advantage, scattering iron filings on the ground, causing the anomalies to collide with them. Finally, they're evacuated from the town, but instead of the base, they're taken to a refugee camp. Driven to find a solution, Clyne and Fran speak with Sari again, learning her father worked at the Masarov power plant. Orland arrives at the camp with grim news. The base was overrun by anomalies, leaving only a handful of survivors. Realizing the anomalies are man-made, Clyne explains the concept of Bose-Einstein condensate, a matter that can be slowed by iron filings and blocked by ceramics. With this revelation, he plans to modify his pulsed energy ray to combat the anomalies. Utilizing resources from the bunker and Orland's gear, they begin crafting weapons to fight back. Clyne also equips additional hyperspectral searchlights and mounts them on the back of a robot resembling a mechanical dog. The following day, the soldiers head to the Masarov power plant to eradicate the anomalies. Upon arrival, the anomalies immediately manifest, prompting a test of their new weapons. Fortunately, the weapons prove effective, enabling the soldiers to engage the anomalies outside while Clyne, Fran, Toll, and Alessio infiltrate the power plant to locate the source. Despite being attacked by anomalies, Clyne and Fran manage to find the source, a group of scientists who were scanning humans on a molecular level and replicating them using advanced 3D printing technology. Discovering broken cages containing the anomalies, indicating accidental release, they realize the dire situation. Meanwhile, outside, the soldiers struggle as the anomalies overwhelm them, prompting Clyne to activate the failsafe system. More anomalies break free, forcing Fran to shield Clyne from harm. As they teeter on the brink of defeat, Clyne deactivates the anomalies' apparitions, saving the soldiers. Clyne and Fran then uncover the truth: the anomalies are human brains and peripheral nervous systems, conscious and alive. Moved by their plight, they grant the test subjects peace by disconnecting their machines. After completing their mission, they return to the refugee camp for medical treatment. Sometime later, Clyne questions Fran about the newly noticed survey teams, signaling their continued vigilance against potential threats. Fran reveals they plan to return to Masarov to dismantle it systematically, hoping to extract valuable research for the benefit of the U.S. military.
Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you love recaps like this.